Hey everyone, Creatively Kara here, and my channel is all about taking you along on my creative journey with me. If you're new here, welcome. I'd love to have you join me on this journey as well by hitting that subscribe button down below. Today's video will be covering all of my October weekly spreads. I started this last month and I really liked it because then I get to share with you everything I've created for the month in my bullet journal, and I think that's really nice. So I do post all of these over on my Instagram each week at Creatively Kara if you want to go follow me there to see all of my bullet journal updates. But I really like being able to show you the process of how I made those as well. So I really hope you enjoy those videos. If you do, be sure to give this video a thumbs up down below. This first weekly spread is something that I had created in my plan with me. So if you already saw this, you could skip ahead just a little bit, but if you want to rewatch, that's great as well. I did a rose in the middle of the page, which I've never really done any like design or piece in the middle of the page and then had kind of the week go around. So this was different for me. But I really love how it turned out. It had some like symmetry to it with some shapes and stuff, and I just loved the vibe that I got from it. Also, if you're interested in drawing these roses, I do have a kind of breakdown over on my Instagram. I did a how to draw roses, so if you want to go, you can go check that out there. Then here I added some washi tape. I had this really pretty purple that matched my purple colors, and then I love my black Scotch tape, as many of you probably know, and I decided to just make those as my headers. So overall, I really love how that weekly spread turned out. It worked out really well with the colors and contrast and everything. This next weekly spread took a while to do. This is one of my like go-tos from like last year probably. I haven't done it in a while, but it was something that I used for probably almost a month straight. Thought maybe I had finally found planner piece with a weekly spread I can always use and love, but honestly, I love having the flexibility to change it up. I think it's really fun that way, so that's why I also want to be able to share these with you so you can see all of the wonderful weekly spreads I create. This is Milo, by the way. He is my cat who just loves to journal and create with me. He's always getting up on my desk and also getting in my way of editing. Oh my gosh. You can kind of see this in the Get Productive video I recently made. I show myself editing my November plan with me, so if you want to check that out, I'll link it here. He's a great cat though. He just loves to cuddle and he loves me. And so, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but a girl's gotta do work, right? So what I'm drawing right now is little boxes that I use for water tracking, and that's one of the reasons why I used to love this, because the water tracking looks so beautifully on the side there. Each box represents 8 ounces, and then the left side here, I just write in the header, and I think it turns out really well. I decided to do a little lettering with my Crayola Super Tip, which is quite possible, by the way. It's still a work in progress for me, but I didn't need anything too fancy, so I wasn't too picky about it this time around. And I used one of my gray Crayola Super Tips to kind of draw in a drop shadow. Also, all of the items I used today will be linked in the description box down below. I love being able to share the items I use with you in case you decide, oh my gosh, I love that pen, I want that, because trust me, I've been there. I think it was Amanda Rachel Lee that got me into the Sakura Pigma Microns, which are like one of my favorite pens right now. So hey, it happens. Then I'm adding in a little leaf, and that's where I'm going to put the number for each day with the Sakura Jelly Roll pen. And then once I wrote those in, I realized it was still kind of hard to see because the green wasn't super dark. So I brought my Papermate Flare in, and I just kind of add a little bit of an outline to those so that they popped out a little more. A lot of the times, bullet journaling is just trial and error. So hey, it's fine. I own a lot of stamps. Do I use them? Not really. So I thought I would try to include a little stamps this time around. I had a little workout symbol. I'm trying to get back into working out, so I thought that I would include that in here. It did help me, and I might include that in the future as well because I did like it. Now, one thing I really love about this weekly spread is you still have all 7 days in their own box, and then you still have space at the bottom to then add a quote or whatever you want to put in here. So I wrote out a quote in pencil first because, you know, I'm not super great at getting it right the first time. So I did that. I did use one of my stencils to create the flag. Of course, that's something I probably could have just doodled, but hey, you know, sometimes it's easier just to grab the stencil, have it do the work for you, and you're golden. So I really love my pack of 20 stencils. I'll link to it down below. I got it off of Amazon. There's like 20 different little sheets, and they have so many different options, so it's perfect. But added a little rose and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, I don't know why, but for some reason that's something I love hand lettering. Maybe it's just a good reminder for me. I've said this before, but I really, really love my zebra markers. The colors are just so beautiful. I need to get more of them, and I'm going to be wishing for the brush markers for Christmas. So hey y'all family, if you're watching this, that's definitely at the top of my list. So this is actually a lettering font I haven't really used before, or a lettering style. I've seen a lot of people go through and kind of like outline the hand lettering you made with a black fine liner of some sort. So I used my Pigma Micron. Hey. And I think it helps make the lettering pop out a little bit, but yeah, so I do like how that turned out. Also, I had realized when I wrote this, when I do weekend in the 3 letters, I usually do WKD, but I accidentally did an E, so I added in an extra letter just because WEK looked really weird. I did find though with the lettering, it just didn't pop as much as I wanted it to, or didn't have enough color. So I went back through with the darker purple and kind of added a shadow within that. And I think that that's what really did it for me. I really liked how that looked. So this weekly spread took a little while because of all the lettering I was doing. Now, I started to question this weekly spread once I started adding in that green. From this distance, maybe it doesn't look too bad, but up close, like the greens did not match the washi tape. And I got a little scared, so I wasn't too certain about it, but the feedback I got on Instagram was pretty positive, so it must have helped adding the black outline, and then I go through and add in the darker shadow as well, and I think that that kind of helped make it pop a little bit better. But yeah, that was like the best green washi I had for this, so it's what we went with. Next up is a Dutch door. I've never really done a Dutch door with sort of a design like this before. I've always just kind of like cut a straight line. So I really wanted to utilize the rose theme to do a rose Dutch door. So first off, I'm just gonna like doodle these in. It's pretty easy to doodle these. I kind of start with like this like question mark shape, and then you just start kind of going around and around. And then once you get to the bigger waves, you just do some bigger petals that overlap each other. It's a very simple doodle, so it's nothing extravagant or super realistic, I guess, but it works and I like it. And then I took my scissors and I cut it out. Now you probably could use like an X-Acto knife or something as well, but I currently can't find my like cutting board thingy. I don't know what it's called, but I do have one of those like X-Acto knife thingies, and I can't find it. So I'll have to clean out the basement to find it, I guess. Do you guys often lose things? I feel like now that I have 2 kids and life is just crazy, I'm always losing things. I can't keep track of anything anymore. So I felt that I'd need to do the exact same design on the other side. This middle page is really just for artsy purposes. I'm not actually going to be writing anything on it. So I went through and did the exact same design on the other side. The roses turned out a little bit different because I kind of just freehanded these ones. I didn't draw it out prior, but it still looks good. I made the one on top a little too big, so I really didn't have much room to draw my fourth one, so it was just sort of like on the edge. The next step then is to color in all of the roses. So, I mean, some might find this relaxing. If you don't, you can skip ahead just a little bit to get past this, but I'll let you enjoy the coloring. Moving on, I initially thought that, I don't really know what I thought, but I was going to use these black washi tapes as headers, maybe 2 days a week. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do here, but I decided not to use that. I kind of tore off a little bit of paper in the middle one, but it's fine. I still had enough to actually write on. I'm not gonna lie, most of this I wasn't 100% sure on what I was going to do then. I was going to add the number, I think, to the top right of the week, but I didn't like the way that looked, and I don't even think I measured these out. I think I just kind of went random on this again. I like how it turned out. I think I liked using the gray as sort of the line to draw the border between each day, and then using the green. Since I already had a lot of the rose there, I didn't want to add too much more of the purple to each day of the week there. Then I used my Papermate Flair to go through and add a little drop shadowing. You know, if you feel like your page is kind of dull or just needs a little something extra, a drop shadow is super easy to add in. So I usually recommend that if you're looking for a little pizzazz. So just going on to color the rest of the roses, I kind of tried to speed through this a little bit because you've already watched this process on the other side, but here you have it again. The last final touch I wanted to add to this page was just to kind of finish filling in the Dutch door page. It just seemed like it was missing something, so this is something fun I like to do, is just go in and color on each dot on the page, and I thought it added a nice little bit of character, and I did it on the flip side as well. And done. Love it. My furry friend is back to journal with me some more. But after a lot of kind of more in-depth weekly spreads, my last one, I wanted to be a little bit more simpler, I guess. I decided to go vertical. Oh yeah, he was just not sitting down, so I had to kind of set him off to the side. But I wanted to go vertical, which I don't do too often, and that's because I don't like the small columns. I like a little bit more room to write, so it's not my favorite style to go with, but I thought I'd give it a try. By the way, my hand lettering on this, looking from a distance now, looks really great. Hand lettering is a lot of practice. It's taken me a long time. When I go back and look at some of my old stuff, I'm like, wow, okay, I really can see a difference. So don't worry if your hand lettering is not up to par. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm still not even happy with mine, so I'm trying to continue learning every day. I decided to go in with the green as a drop shadow, and I really liked how that turned out. Oh look, he's back. And I used the purples then to kind of divide the lines. Now I used a zebra mild liner only, and then I thought it still needed a little bit more pop of color. Honestly, that dark purple and the zebra mild liner like go perfectly together, so I can't use one and not the other. Now I want to just add a little bit more washi tape in here. I made the strips a little too long at first, so I took them off and made them a little bit shorter, but they just kind of go under each day of the week here. And then I always like to have the number of the week as well, so I just add a little circle, and then I'll go in with my white jelly roll and add those in as well. Of course, this is Halloween week, so I wanted to add in Happy Halloween as well to Thursday. That is all I have for you today, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit that like button down below, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, and ring that bell to be notified of when my next video is posted. Until next time, bye-bye!